Tajon Buchanan on this episode of Kicked Back presented by Betway. Tajon, thanks for taking time because you just got done practice in Florida, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but yeah, anytime. No worries.
I appreciate it. What did you guys do at practice today? 1v1s?
We didn't. Today was just more tactical stuff, so it was good.
Okay, those practices are always better because your legs aren't as dead afterwards, hey?
Of course.
Okay, talk to me. Canada went to their first ever World Cup in 37 years. It's your first ever World Cup. When you landed in Qatar, when did it really hit you like, holy crap, I'm here and we're at the World Cup?
Yeah, honestly, I think it was, like you said, when I got there, the months leading up to it, everyone was always asking me, you're going to the World Cup, stuff like that. Like, has it hit you? And I always say, no, I didn't yet. So, yeah, it really hit me when I got there and I, landed and I was going to the hotel and then obviously getting to the hotel. And when you see your face on your room door and things like that and, everyone welcoming you, that's when it hit me. And, yeah, what a crazy experience it was.
Yeah, what's kind of something that when you went to Qatar, you noticed about the World Cup or found out about it or the way they did it in Qatar that us fans watching it from home on our TVs didn't know about it? Like, there's pictures of your face on the door. Was there anything crazy that stood out to you?
Honestly, it's just everything, from meals, going to trainings, team buses, everything like that. We get treated like kings, honestly. And, to have a tournament like that in the world and, the way we were treated and looked after, it was top. So, yeah, nothing to complain about, honestly. And, yeah, it was a dream come true for sure. And, yeah, great experience.
Okay, talk to me. Alphonso Davies scores the fastest World Cup goal at that World Cup in Qatar and went down in the history books because he scored the first goal for Canada in World Cup history for our nation. But you got the assist, so you're also cemented in history. What did that moment mean what did it mean to you?
Yeah, obviously, the first game we didn't score, so it hurt us. But then the second game, coming out like that, flying, and then obviously getting that assist. And, yeah, just in the moment, I remember when Fonzie scored that goal and everyone's just sprinting to the corner flag. And, our bench is cleared out. Everyone's sprinting to the corner flag. It was a crazy moment for Canada soccer, of course. And yeah, to be a part of that, it was huge for sure.
Have you ever felt a feeling like that before in football or soccer where you had this incredible goal or this incredible assist, or did the World Cup, just the magnitude of the stage, mean something different to you?
Yeah, no, I think the World Cup, I don't think you can compare it. Obviously, scoring my first professional goal was a great moment, but no, that first, World Cup goal for Canada and the moment that everyone was sprinting to the corner flag and just how it went down in that moment, the cross, the finish, everything was, yeah, you can't write that better. So it was a crazy moment for sure.
I was so happy for you because during the World Cup, there was this feature released on you and your story and your journey in the sport. And I was watching it with my husband and we both turned to each other and we're like, this kid's a baller. Like, he's a straight baller with baller mentality. And even producer Brett behind the scenes, he was super impressed about hearing your story and journey. Do you think, now you're playing with Club Brugge, you guys had a solid Champions League run and here you are representing Canada at the World Cup. What do you think young Tajon Buchanan would think if he knew his future self was accomplishing all of this in the midst of all the adversity you faced?
Yeah, honestly, it's, I look back on it, obviously it would be a dream come true, a special moment in my career. Because as a kid, yeah, I wanted to play in the Champions League, wanted to play in Europe, and then obviously play for my country in Canada. And, I'm doing that. So, yeah, it's crazy to think about. And, yeah, it's, you can't write it really better and you can't write it better than that. And yeah, hopefully I can just keep progressing and doing special things.
I made a fun little TikTok video while Canada was in qualifications for the World Cup. You were killing it. And I said how you're this key player for Canada and super important. And actually, it got funneled to the Club Brugge community, the Club Brugge side of TikTok. And everyone in the comment section was saying how much they love you and how you're their favorite player. So what has your experience been like at Club Brugge, a very respected club in football, on the other side of it, and just your time at that club?
Yeah, obviously so far it's been good. Obviously last year we did very well. We won the league. And then obviously this year, we finally came out of the group stage in Champions League. So My time there so far has been excellent. You know, I've been able to show my quality and help the team, and obviously we've been able to win big games and beat some big clubs in Europe. And yeah, you know, as a like I said, as a kid, you dream of playing in big tournaments and in Champions League. You know, to come out of the group stage and things like that. Yeah, it was a special feeling.
You know, it's crazy because when we were younger, and I'm much older than you, so I'm kind of dating myself, but these young, you know, the young boys of Canada wouldn't ever dream to necessarily play in a Champions League position because you're kind of expected at that young age that if you were to be a professional footballer, you'd have to move to Spain or Italy. And here you guys are, Alistair Johnson, Alphonso Davies, Tajon Buchanan, Stefan Estacio, the list goes on. You guys are playing Champions League football before your first ever World Cup. What does that say for the way this sport is progressing in Canada and what the future looks like in 2026?
Yeah, I think the future is bright, and it's just gonna, you know, the numbers are just gonna keep increasing. Obviously, we have a lot of guys starting to play in Europe and playing in Champions League, like you said. And yeah, I think those numbers are just going to keep increasing, you know, like I said. And it just shows that, you know, times have changed so far. And, you know, Canada soccer is on the global stage now. We went to the World Cup. And yeah, a lot of people are starting to take us more seriously. And I think for the younger generation, that's what's needed, them to have a path and to strive to, you know, go to Europe and things like that. So, yeah.
If there's, because I know that there's going to be a bunch of young soccer players listening to this interview, if you had any piece of advice for them, maybe even if they're struggling with adversity, with injury, or maybe feeling like they're never going to get their big break, what would your piece of advice to them be?
Yeah, I think the only thing is I just look back on myself and just say, you know, anything is possible. Just to keep working hard and keep having fun, because obviously at one moment, you know, a lot of people didn't think I would make it, and, you know, I wasn't good enough. But, you know, deep in my head, I always thought I was going to make it. And, you know, with hard work and determination, you know, you can achieve anything. So, yeah, just really that.
Yeah, Tajon, where does that come from? Where does that strong mental toughness come from? Because I think a large majority of people would say, you know, quitting is easier, or it's just the thing that should happen. But you persevered and you recognized your talent, and your hard work has gotten to you to where you are today. So where does that mental toughness come from for you?
Honestly, I don't know. I think, you know, a lot of people ask me that. With all the interviews and things I do, everyone always seems to ask me that. But I think I was just born with it, and that's just the type of person I am. It's just, you know, I like to prove people wrong when they, you know, they doubt me and things like that. And then obviously, you know, to achieve things, you got to work extremely hard at it to achieve those things. So yeah, it's just always stuck with me as a kid, and anything I did, I just wanted to, you know, be the best and work at it. So for sure.
I love it. It's in the DNA. From a player's perspective, and of course, from your personal perspective, how important is it to have experience as a footballer and as a country at a stage like the World Cup and in these matches and against some of the best competition in the world, to have that kind of experience under your belt, to take these lessons learned and bring them with you and improve upon them in the next tournament when you guys get the chance? Like, I don't think experience is talked enough about and how valuable that is to a player.
Yeah, I think, you know, having that experience is huge. You know, playing against the best. You know, the countries we played in the World Cup are always playing top oppositions and countries, and I think, you know, that's where you learn from your mistakes, and you learn more as a team. So I think, yeah, getting more, you know, high quality games and things like that is just gonna, you know, benefit us, win, lose, or draw. And I think, you know, when you play against the best and you play in those big games, it always helps you as a player and as a team.
When you were in the tunnel, Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, did you have all these nerves, like looking at some of these players that you know, that we all grew up with, and now you're literally about to play them? Like, did you get any nerves at all?
Oh no, yeah. Leading up to the game in the hotel, I had a little nerves, but, you know, once I stepped on the field, and, you know, obviously it was game time. You know, those go away, and it's just going out there and trying to help, you know, Canada win the game. And yeah, obviously when you look over and you see some of the biggest players in the world, yeah, it's nice to see. And but for me as a player, it was more just like a moment that I made it because, you know, as a kid you want to play against the best, and to be in the World Cup playing against the best, that's all I ever dreamed of. And yeah, just go out there and try and influence the game and help Canada win.
That's the Tajon Buchanan DNA that we're talking about. Tough mental strategy there. I love to hear it. I have one last question for you. Do you have any weird, not weird, but yeah, kind of weird. Do you have any weird superstitions that you do before games that you're like, now I'm definitely going to assist Fonzie in Canada's first World Cup goal ever?
Nah, not anything weird or anything like that. It's just, my normal routines. I always have to, kind of be alone on game days. Uh, just to focus in, listen to my
Hmm.
music leading up to the game, and I think that's what helps me get ready for the games the best. And yeah, I've been doing that for a while now. So yeah,
What do you listen to?
it's just a whole game day, playlist. Rap, hip hop. So a bunch of different things.
Love it. Okay, so Curacao, Honduras are coming up next. How important is it for Canada to now continue that World Cup streak that they had into the Nations League and get these very important W's?
Yeah, it's really important. Obviously, it's the first time we're meeting up again after the World Cup, and yeah, I think everyone's just super eager to go out there and show Canada that we're still improving and we're here to win games. So I think that's going to be very important to go out there and obviously get two W's and move on to the next camp.
I'm from Edmonton, so where I'm currently. Well, I'm from Toronto, but I'm in Edmonton right now. And you guys played Mexico in that qualification game,
Yeah,
remember? And it was like -1,000, and there was snow up to our houses. Probably one of the coldest games I've ever sat through. Quickly, because this just popped into my head, because I think that's when you did that crazy flip. When I think Kyle Laren scored a goal. I don't know if I'm remembering everything correctly, but you did this crazy flip. What was that experience like for you? Because it's not every single day that there's what did we call it? Ice Teca?
yeah, no, me. I don't think it wasn't me that did the flip. I don't know which moment you're talking about. I know I did a flip against
Maybe I'm wrong.
in Toronto, but no, that whole game, it was obviously tough environment, freezing cold for all of us. But to go out there and beat Mexico, it was massive for our country and to move up in the standings for sure. So yeah, that moment, although it was freezing cold, and me, I hate the cold. Although it's those conditions, it was obviously it was huge to beat Mexico and move on.
I love it. Tajon Buchanan, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. We're gonna keep looking out for that Tajon Buchanan DNA, that mentality. I hope all the kids listening, they can take something from that, because that's super important. Mind over matter. So thank you for your time. We're obviously going to be watching the games against Curacao and Honduras, cheering you guys on. And I am so freaking pumped to see what happens for you next, because I can speak for everyone on our show. I feel like I could speak for the whole nation really right now when we say that we think that you're just going to keep going up and up. And it's been awesome to watch you play. And Club Brugge fans seriously love you. So thank you.
No, appreciate having me, and yeah, thank you.